Moving a little slow here. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. All right, folks, I'm going to back out and then come right back, and hopefully this will work a little bit better because it's not working. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, I think we're good now. So, welcome everybody to another episode of the Abundant Will podcast. Um, I apologize about it being, what was it? It's been like over a week since I've done an episode. I'll explain why in a minute here. So, basically, I think it was last Thursday or something. I went in for my six month appointment. So it's been 6 months from my surgery. Um, so we just go in and kind of talk to the doctor, see where you're at. So she came in the room and I asked her, I said, well, it's been 6 months. Can I get off any of this medication now? I would like to just be able to take my anti rejection medication. And she said, well, hold on. I'm not going to take you off of all of them, but I'll take you off of two of them. And I was like, okay, no problem. And then she said, she goes, so what's going on? Tell me what's been going on. Have you had any kind of problems, anything? What's up? And I told her, for the most part, everything was fine, except like I told her sometimes like I get like stomach pain, or maybe it feels like gas, and I'll burp a lot, and it's like you could almost kind of like taste like the pills, or like it's kind of like a weird like taste of like your stomach and stuff. And I told her that, and she was like, all right, well, that sounds like some reflux stuff and things like that. So I'll put you on this medication. It's a little stronger, see if that helps. And I was like, all right. And I didn't have any problems, no nothing. But about Wednesday, my stomach just, dude, it just started hurting so bad. I was doing nothing but, burping and like farting, and it constantly felt like I had to go to the bathroom. And so they have like the message board where, I see all my blood work results, and if there's any questions or if they need to change anything, they just send me a message on that. So I sent them a message and I said, hey, can I please just get rid of all the pills except for the anti-rejection medication, because my stomach, and I explained the same thing to them. And then she ended up calling me and she said, well, it shouldn't be any of the, this is just the nurse calling me. She said it shouldn't be any of the pills that you're prescribed to. I don't see anything that has any side effects like that there. And I'm like, well, it's got to be, because I haven't had any problems like this ever in my entire life until I started taking these pills. And she's like, all right, well, let me talk to the doctor, yada, yada, yada. And so the doctor said, it's the anti rejection medication that's causing all this in my stomach. And I looked it up, and that was the first side effect on there. Was upset stomach and this, that, and next thing. And that's why I haven't like done an episode in the last week or two. I couldn't sit here long enough to do it, dude. I missed work a day or two, something like that. So yeah, it was pretty intense. And then she was like, all right, well, I could switch your anti-rejection medication. So I was like, all right, what's it called? And she told me, and I looked that up, and the first side effect of that is the stomach side effects too, with like reflux and indigestion, stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, well, this really doesn't help. And I look a little further, and it says it could be kind of harmful or a little intense on the liver. And I'm not sure, but I'm when I first had my transplant, I turned yellow for a minute because of the pills that they were giving me were harsh on the liver. So I'm looking all this up, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to switch all this and go through all this again. So I decided just to stick with what I have, because if this is the thing that's causing it, then something's off a little bit, because I've been on this stuff for 6 months, and it's only happened in the last since I went off the other two medications. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about it and just trying to figure out what to do. But I think I'm just gonna stay with what I got, and hopefully it kind of just settles down and weans itself out, because I haven't had any issues like this. So we'll see. But another thing I wanted to say was Jill had her 6 month appointment too. I believe that was Tuesday of this month. And they do a lot of stuff on Tuesdays. So they do like the people who need a kidney transplant, they go through like a little course of what they're in for and things like that. And if they want to like do the donor match program, all that kind of stuff. and and then you also have like the patients who have recently just had transplants. They're there getting blood work and being checked out too. And Jill was there, and they put you in a room, and a lot of times they leave the door open or cracked, so you could kind of hear what's going on. And Jill was telling me that she had heard that I guess like a couple people, like maybe a month or two out, or were having like complications with their numbers and things like that. And it really didn't hit me when she said it to me right then and there, but as I started thinking about it, man, I am just very like just grateful, man. Just very, very grateful, because before, when I had this, when I had my first round of liver and a kidney transplant, it was there was a lot of complications and a lot of problems. I mean, I was yellow for a lot of the time. Um, I had that Billy Rubin thing happen, where I had to walk around with a stent for a year. Just stuff like that, man. And you never know what it could be. And I'm just grateful that I don't have any complications. But I was prepared for this, because the whole entire time I was on dialysis and this, that, and the next thing, I was meditating, and I was telling my body and telling my cells and telling my brain and installing the belief that when I get this transplant, everything's going to work out fine. That's all I need, is just a transplant. My body's going to accept it, everything. When I meditate, I would visualize it. I know, like, quite a few episodes back, remember I told you about my numbers were a little high, and I was like actually like immersed myself in the office and heard the ding on the cell phone and looked it up, and the numbers were lower, and they were exactly what I had pictured, and things like that. So I'm just I'm very, very grateful that that everything is working out thus far, and my 6 month checkup was good, and my numbers have been good, and everything has been just fantastic. And I wanted to say a couple other things of like, you know, when you tell yourself all the time you're walking in abundance and you're living in abundance and things like that, and it's so important not to react to exactly what's going on at the very moment. So I'm just going to give you guys a couple examples of like, if you just stay calm and let it play out, everything works out for your greatest good, dude. I promise you, as long as you have that mind state and the belief that everything is working out for your greatest good, you deserve whatever you want and you can achieve it. Because the only thing that exists is right now. And right now, every single possibility that you could possibly imagine is available to you. And all you have to do is just reach out there and grab it and bring it to you. So, I don't know, maybe it was like a month ago or something when I was telling you guys about the tree that fell on the house. It wiped out a damn good section of the deck. Quite a few things have to be replaced, a little bit of the foundation, things like that. And you know how the insurance company is, man. It's, you know, if they could F you over, most of the time they probably will, right? So we were just kind of waiting and seeing what to expect. And so the adjuster came out and he said, yeah, it's foundational. Yes, it's messed up. I'll write it up in my report. I'll give it to the insurance company. And if they don't go with my recommendation, then I will I forget what he called it, but he said, or maybe a survey or something. But somebody above him, excuse me, to come out here and basically say like, yeah, this is what this guy says, and I guess it cost the insurance company a couple $1,000s. So this happened about a month ago, and we haven't heard anything about it. Okay, but before, I guess like 2 weeks after that happened, we opened the mail, and out of nowhere, boom, there's a pretty good chunk of money in a check right there. And we're like, okay, wow, cool. And then so that's one example. Here's my other one, all right? And it wasn't a check from the insurance company. It was just a random check, okay? And so we haven't heard anything from the insurance company at all, nothing. Yesterday, I was driving, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. It had been pouring rain since the night before, so everything was soaked, dude. There was probably like, I don't know, an inch and a half of water everywhere you went. So, so I'm driving, I'm doing probably like 60, 65, which I guess is was pushing it a little bit, but I was just staying with traffic and doing my thing. And I was in the middle lane. And so it's basically straight and then kind of like a long, just gradual curve right there. And there was a guy in front of me a little ways, and I seen him starting to fishtail and go towards the wall, and he barely caught it. And then I start slowing down, and as I'm slowing down, I start hydroplaning, and then I start like trying to turn out of it a little bit, and that don't work. A lot of times, if you turn into it and turn out of it, it might work. Nothing. So I started like trying to slam on the brakes, and I'm just going, dude. I'm just going wherever the water's taking me. And boom, I smashed into the wall, dude. I hit it so hard. And I'm like, like rattling against the wall, rattling against the wall. I'm trying to turn out of the wall the whole time. It's not working. Finally, it stops. I break off the wall. I could tell that the tire is blown. It's shot. I'm all the way in the left lane on the wall. There's cars coming up pretty quick, so I just drove it as quick as I can off to the shoulder, and I parked. And there was coffee everywhere, coffee all. I mean, that much probably coffee in the center console. Just stuff was everywhere. And before I got out, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, my truck is totaled. It's totaled. It's got to be totaled. There's no way it can't be totaled. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to open my driver's side door. Like, that's what I was thinking, how bad the damage was. And so I open my door. It's dark. It's pouring rain. I can't really see that well, but I don't see any scratch on the truck anywhere. I just see that the rim's destroyed, the tires destroyed. Everything else looks fine. I could not believe it. So, my blood pressure is going. I'm not really thinking. I'm not really like, so I sit in the truck for a minute and I think. I call Jill. I tell her what's going on. I tell her I'm just gonna call AmFam and see if I can get a tire change. And I call them up and go through a half hour of doing stuff on the app, on the phone, and whatever. And they send me a message that the tow truck driver will be there for a tire change in 33 minutes to, like, I don't know, 75 minutes or something like that. And meanwhile, this is Saturday, so we actually had like a shutdown to do at work, to where we had to like break some pipe and tie it into some new pipe, test it, liven it up. So we had some stuff to do. So I called the boss and I'm like, "Hey, dude, I hit the wall. My tires messed up. I got a tire change coming. If he gets here before like 8 or 9, I'll come in, dude. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted." So in the back, and the only thing I really needed was a jack. So I just got all that ready while I was waiting for the dude. He showed up. It took him 5 minutes to jack it up, pass him the wheel, uh, and then I get out of there. I was at work by like 8. All right. So by the time I get to work, it's light out and I could look at the truck, and the only thing that's on there, it's like, I don't know, maybe like the size of my finger, but there's like a little bit of a scratch right above the fender. That's it. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So all I needed was a tire change, and then later that day, I was supposed to call the insurance company that day and be like, "Hey, what's going on? We haven't heard anything from you." Yada yada yada. I think it was like, maybe 1 or 1:30. Jill sent me a picture, and it was a check for 21,000 for the deck too. So I'm just saying, if just everything is perspective, and just keep a positive mindset about everything, and everything will work out for your greatest good. I mean, I I have no idea how how the truck is fine. The only thing that I could think of is I was trying to turn out of it, and so the wheel must have been cocked like this, and the wheel just must have took the brunt of me hitting the wall. But yeah, so it's just stuff like that, man. I mean, just when shit hits the fan, just pump the brakes for a minute, because it could work out to being the best thing that's ever happened. So like I said, everything is perspective, and everything is your mindset. And if you like, for example, this is called the abundant will, right? So walk and live in abundance. Well, when you're walking and living in abundance, if you believe it to your core, you're looking for it. Just look for it. Look for abundance. Look for the good things. Look for synchronicities. Look for miracles. Look for the stuff. Search for the stuff. Why? Because you will expect it. And I'm telling you, you'll find it when you start looking and when you expect it. I'm telling you, you have to. The key to this is believing. You just have to fully believe in what you're doing. And I got a couple books here I just want to recommend, and I just want to say this before I say anything. As you go down this path, man, you might like, oh, I got to read this book, or this book's got the key, or this book has the answer. It's really not about that. It's just kind of about like consuming information, getting whoever whatever book you're reading, getting their opinion, their view, their understanding. You try to understand it, and whatever you can apply or take out of it, good. But the bottom line to this is, you could read whatever books and do this and do that, and I mean, sometimes it'll get to where it's never enough. But all the key to this, the key is belief. Believe in yourself and believe that you have the power, because like I say all the time, you do. You are an individual expression of source. So here's a couple books just that I'd recommend, just if you want to. You can check it out. If not. So the Sacred Geometry Codex. Okay. This is Plato, Pythagoras, Vitruvius, Leonardo, Kepler, Stirling, Mead. There's a lot of good information in here. Lots. Okay. The other one is this. Okay. I think I've showed this to you guys before, but this book will really like kind of break it down for you and get you to understand, like basically just like the stages. Okay. Like, for example, there's in chapter 2, you are electromagnetic. Chapter 3, you are the signal. I mean, all this stuff is great. Chapter 4, aurora mechanics. Okay. Chapter 5, heart intelligence. This is good stuff, dude. And in this book, like after every chapter, it's got like questions and answers for you. So it's really a good kind of like mental exercise kind of too. Chapter 6, listening to the body. Okay. What do we always talk about here? The subconscious operator. Here, let me just read this real quick. The subconscious operator. The subconscious is not passive. It's in command. It runs the signal beneath every decision. You don't need to control it. You need to train it. Repetition with emotion writes the code. And once the code is set, the field responds automatically, right? How many times have I said this, dude? Okay. What does it say right here? How many times have I repeated this episode after episode, right? You you need to train it. Repetition with emotion writes the code. And once the code is set, the field responds automatically. So, you want to walk in abundance, fill your mind with abundance, and fill your heart with love. Repetition with emotion writes the code. And once the code is set, game over. Okay. Chapter 9, wanting versus resonating. I mean, so yeah, dude, this is a good one, and this breaks stuff down so you can understand it pretty easy. I know we've talked about this multiple times, but I just wanted to, dude, you you have to read this. You have to read this stuff. They tried to keep this from you, okay? So that means it's important. The Nag Hammadi. All right, here's another one. This is a big one too, but I'm telling you, the information in here it's worth every bit of it. Secret Age of All Teachings, Manuel P. Hall. Book is fire, dude. Fire. But there is a lot of reading. Here, let me just kind of show you. So yeah, dude, lots. And you know what? That's fine, dude. It takes time. You should see the Mahabharata, dude. 10 books. They're probably like that thick. So here's just some other stuff from this book. Okay. Dude, I'm telling you, fire information in here. Okay. And this kind of basically where it starts is this is basically breaking down where every kind of religion, any kind of secret teaching, any kind of anything came from. This is good stuff. Okay. Here's another one. This one is it's a little difficult, but if you go through it a couple times, you'll start grasping it. But it's basically all about math, the geometric unification of science and art through numbers. Okay, Philomath. I'm sure probably a lot of you guys have heard of this dude, Robert Edward Grant. He's a pretty sharp fella. So yeah, I would recommend this book. It's very good stuff. And I don't have any books from him, but you could go online and you could basically like listen to what do you call that when someone's you can basically listen to his presentations and his thoughts and whatever. You can go to his website, but another person I would recommend to study and really kind of dig into their work and see what that's all about is Jordan Maxwell, dude, because that dude's on to something, and he's right on it. I think he's right on it, and I would highly recommend that. Definitely check out some Jordan Maxwell and stuff like that. Let me see if I got a couple other ones. Oh, yes. If you can find it in a book, If you can't, I believe you can go to like the internet. If you search like Sumerian tablets, but definitely read the Myth of Adapa. And uh, hold on. Okay. Okay. So, and I'm just gonna go over these one more time again too, because I recommend it, man. But read the Enuma Elish and the Seven Tablets of Creation, the Atrahasis. It's a story, the Babylonian story of the flood, Epic of Gilgamesh. This is a great book, dude. The Heart of Awareness. Okay, and look at how easy this is. Oh, wait, there you go. I mean, that's all. That's every page, dude. But there's some good stuff in here. The Bhagavad Gita. Okay, you got to read that. I'm just telling you, if you want to, if you want to, I would highly recommend it. Oh yeah, we already went over all those. Yeah. So, oh, and one more I would recommend is the complete Apocrypha and also the Book of Enoch. All right. So I know I understand that that's a lot, and I'm throwing a lot at you, but I mean, dude, it took me years to get through all those books and stuff like that, and it took me years to get here. And guess what? I still got a long way to go, man. Um, but I just want to say, all right, you have to break the program, retrain the subconscious. Okay. Like I've said before, write your goals down in cursive, write affirmations down in cursive in the present tense, and put them on your phone. This is what I do. I put them in my notes on my phone, and then I set an alarm for 3 times throughout the day. Whenever that alarm goes off, I don't care what I'm doing. I walk away for 2 to 3 minutes. I read my stuff. I take a couple breaths and I keep going. And then at night, I have mine that I rehearse before I go to sleep. And then in the morning, when you wake up, and by constantly saying this stuff and repeating this stuff, you start to believe it, and you start to think about it all the time, because you're constantly coming back to it, whether it be through a book or through affirmations or through your thoughts or whatever. Okay. But you have to, you have to reprogram your subconscious, and then you have to do the work, man. Meditate and fill your heart with love, light, and truth, and being grateful and being authentic. Okay, and help others whenever you can, man. That's all it's about. I mean, like, just for example, the two examples that I gave. I mean, I could have freaked out about the tree, the deck, everything, because it's not like I have a lot of time to do the stuff. I mean, I do, but work's been a little bit crazy and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is you want to get to a place where you're not reacting to everything. because you know who you are, you know the power that you have, and you know that you're a creator and that you could create whatever life you want, whatever you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody or anything like that. You can have whatever you want. All you have to do is everything exists right now. Like I said earlier, just reach out, grab it, take some action steps towards it, and pull it to you with the feelings and the thoughts in your head, because you have to line this up with this. Okay, and you have to get rid of whatever kind of trauma or whatever that you have. That's the first step, is just forgive yourself for whatever the fuck happened, whatever you're going through, and just it's a new day, it's a new slate. You know what I mean? So yeah, I apologize about the last week. I just, man, I wasn't feeling it, man. Like, not even a little bit. It wasn't cool. But I'm starting to feel better now and feeling good about it. And so it might be maybe another week or so. I I'm just throwing that out there just in case, but I'm gonna put some stuff together with, some, like, a slideshow and things like that, so we can visually see, and we'll get into some stuff. All right, some cool stuff. So I hope everybody had an awesome weekend, and I hope everybody is hopefully willing to start off the week with abundance, love, light, and truth, and just, you know let me put it like this, okay? A positive attitude and a positive aura, and just putting out love, light, and truth. um that's contagious, and that will other people will pick up on that, and they'll start to feel it too. But you know what's a little bit more contagious is the negativity. So you don't want to be carrying that around. And if there are people around you that all they want to do is complain and cry and bitch and moan and play the victim, just ease away. I You don't have to, like, completely be away from them, but you can't be around them all the time, because it will infect you, dude. The the, the positive energy is contagious, but the negative shit is everywhere. So just be careful, and you have to place you have to place yourself amongst the right kind of people. And the right kind of people are the people that are filling their hearts with love, light, and truth, and that help others, and they just want to bring other people to the light. And I just want to say, if you're going through any kind of medical thing, or anything like that, you could get through it. I know you can, because I did, and I have been my whole life getting through it. You could get through it too. You just have to be militant and understand that this is just an experience that you have to go through in order to grow, because that's all we're here to do, is to grow and ascend, and become more enlightened as we go on. So yeah, I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I hope everybody has a wonderful, abundant week, and I will see you guys shortly. And thanks for tuning in. And if you like what you hear, I would appreciate it. I would really, really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. And if anybody's got a comment or a question or anything, like I said, man, throw it in the chat. Or if you're too embarrassed, my email's on there too. So whatever, man. I'm here to help if you want. So yeah, thank you to everybody who has been consistently watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope that what I'm saying is resonating with you, because that'd be super cool. So yeah, thanks everybody. I hope everybody has a wonderful week full of abundance and love and synchronicities and miracles. Expect it. Expect it in your life. Look for it every single day. Expect something great and wonderful and mystical to happen. Look for it and expect it. Expect abundance. Look for abundance. Expect abundance. And you'll start seeing it. I promise. So, all right, folks. Hope everybody has a good week. I'll see you guys in a few days or so. And thank you for watching.